All right, it's that time of year again. It is time for me to start the giveaway for the GSSR. It's for NA and JP this year, and also go over the GSSR for NA. I will release like a analysis for JP on like what I would pick and what banners are good for JP when they actually release that. That will be on like probably on New Year's Day, or for me it would be New Year's Eve, I think. Um, but yeah, that's gonna come out when it comes out. We have clairvoyance, so we're gonna talk about NA's GSSRs. So let me just briefly go over the giveaway. When I'm recording this, it's not live. Um, so here's when this video should go live. Kirei, I recorded that yesterday, but that video is coming out later today. So when this video goes live, the giveaway should be active. There will be more prizes after I hit subscriber milestones. I'm right about to hit 400, so this is gonna be like easy adding another prize. And as we every 100, I'll throw another winner in. So if we actually hit 500, which is one of the goals to get monetized on YouTube, 5 GSSRs will be given out, and then I don't have to worry about new subscribers. I can just worry about watch time. Yeah, so YouTube is the biggest requirement. This is not something, it doesn't say it in, hang on, I gotta get the things here. But in the terms of conditions, I have it listed here that you have to be subbed to the YouTube. I know that's not a requirement, but I'm putting it here in the terms and conditions. You have to be subbed, or I have the right to re-roll you. In addition, because of how many bots are going around, I need people to actually message me, either on Twitch Whispers or Twitter DMs, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, some way you can actually get in contact with me. Probably not Discord because I get too many bots there, but my DM should be open on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. You just have to comment like on the community post that I'll do on like New Year's Day, and then I'll try to get you the money for your GSSR as soon as possible. I'm tired of dealing with bots, and I do not trust like giving gift cards away to like random, like possibly bot accounts. So that's why I put this requirement for anniversary, and I'm keeping this requirement. You have to message me, and if I don't get people back like by the end of the GSSR, it's over. I'm not sending people just $15 for no reason. This money is for the GSSR. It's but if you win it and you don't want to do the GSSR, that's up to you. But I'm not like taking right now $45 out of my bank account to give to some random people that message me a month later saying, "Hey, I won your giveaway. Where's my money?" No. You need to be looking out. I will send notifications out. The best place to find it will be the community page. So yeah, that is the main reason why YouTube is weighted so heavily, because even his terms and conditions, but even in here, you like visiting the YouTube is worth the most points. X, all the shit on X, I don't care about that much anymore. It's kind of just there because it's there, easy to get the word out to people. And then Twitch, same. In between these two, like Twitch has been going a little downhill, and I've cared more about YouTube in the last year, so that's why things are the way they are. There are no paid entries to this. I have a point system on my channel that if you're just in chat, I can get you the money for a GSSR, and that can happen at any time. But for this giveaway, you need to be responding, because I have way too much shit to do to be chasing people down over this. So, that is the giveaway itself. Let us go to the GSSR banners. So, once again, these are my opinions based on my account. I went over these probably 2 years ago for my JP account, how it was back then. My current NA account is 2 years older than my JP account was at that time. So we'll see like what banners are like dead to me and where I actually like plan on going. So, this first banner, Astolfo, Okita, Sigurd, like these three. Or no, more specifically these two. On my main, these are the only two I don't have. Am I going to go for a 1 in 7 for new, or 2 in 7 for new, and one of those 7 I despise with a passion? Nope, not doing it. This banner to me is dead. Nero Bride, very good as a plug suit support. If you can't get away with Oberon or Triple Scotty, Nero Bride is another alternative, and she does work fairly well. With allowing Quicksilvers to go from shooting for 50 to being able to hit 70, and at 70 their like own batteries will be enough, like even 30 batteries if they're getting like Nero Bride MP gain. A lot of them start looping into the 70%. So she's not needed, but she's very nice to have. Trunk Sisters just got buffed. They're very good at multi-core, and now even better for Invincible comp. Benny Enma, very like broad power mods against chaotic and power mods against evil. She'll scale pretty well, because especially if you're fighting someone that is chaotic evil. Musashi, she just got her buff on NA, so now her hit counts are doubled, and that greatly affects like all of her gains, her star gen, her MP gain. Her MP is like a truck. So she's like reverse Barghest, where this buff gave her survivability and also like made her extra attacks like slap like crazy. While like Barghest, she's not single target, and her extra attacks go crazy too, but like MP1 Barghest, potato. MP1 Musashi is definitely not a potato, but unbuffed Musashi definitely felt a little potato. Astolfo, I kind of don't want to talk about this, just strictly because I have him at MP2 and I don't use him, and I don't, with Medusa coming out, I can't recommend Astolfo at all. His kit is clunky. People like that his kit is clunky because it's Astolfo, and that's it. Medusa Saber is just gonna be better. AoE Sabers. Arthur, he just got his buff and he can do buster farming now and do it like to fairly okay damage. Ibuki, she is not getting a buff. I think she's needed a buff for a while. Either let her do Black Rail or some other shit. Get rid of the hit count restriction. She needs something. Her MP doesn't need that much work because it is Invo Pierce plus Defense Pierce, along with Buster Res down. But her attack buff having as strict restrictions as it does, her not being able to use her extra attack, is painful. Okita Saber and Charlemagne, they're pretty interchangeable. Charlemagne is better for sustained fights lasting longer than 3 turns. Okita Saber, she's fine for fights that last 3 turns. So she is more of a farmer. He can do farming, but he has like other stuff to do. He has niches. He has super effective stuff that Okita literally just can't touch. But it's at the point where like you need the fight to last longer with Charlemagne, and that issue will come up less with Okita Saber. Muramasa, I would not recommend him anymore as a AoE art saber. If you are summoning just for that, I would just use Jason or wait till next year for Takeru, and Takeru is such a good looping saber. It's really crazy. Face guards aren't that great. That's where Muramasa shines. He has like fairly good face guards. He crits very hard if they have invul or dodge. But yeah, pure looping utility, no. He's never been that strong. He always like scaled way better if you were using double Castoria over anyone else. Takeru can get away without double Castoria. Muramasa has far more issues if you're not using double Castoria. And also his kit, he'd want double Castoria over on. He's like the most telltale sign, like he is meant for this kind of farming. Yeah, like he's good. He's just not. He's not gonna be the best. He got pushed out of EX because a character that is actually meant to do looping showed up, and AoE sabers didn't have that for SSRs. Void Shiki is basically if you like looping with Neuro. Shiki is Neuro, but more damage and insta kill. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have Saber Shiki. Single target. Squirtoria got buffed, and like she got a battery, so she can pretty much like sustain herself fairly well. Suppress fire and never stop MPing is pretty much her gameplay loop. Moriarty, he desperately could use an MP buff after Babanshi got her buff. Like he definitely could use a little bit of love. Yeah, like every single, like he would hit, so like him and Ptolemy, no, never mind. These two 4-stars have buffed MPs, and that's now they're comparable, if not better, than the 5-stars. Squirtoria did not get an MP buff. They are, for some reason, afraid to give these 5-stars MP buffs. But they give away MP buffs or AoE archers like candy. It is ridiculous how much they don't want to buff these single targets. And then you have Super Ryan. Like, honestly, like, because Super Ryan's here, and eventually these two should get MP buffs. They're not out yet. So that probably is going to detract you. But this is a 1-in-3 banner, and one of them is Super Orion. If you don't have Super Orion, this is probably one of the most... this is a banner I'd recommend probably the most to people. Because it's, like, such a good chance of actually getting him. It's 1-in-3, and if you don't get him, you either got Squirtoria or Moriarty. And even if Moriarty isn't that good right now, he does have utility of turning the party evil, so you will have access to like fucking around with Doman shit, even if I get him. So like this is only an L if you really already have everyone here. Yeah. AoE Ishtar, I'm not summoning for her again, and I think she should be able to use Black Rail, and her first skill needs a buff desperately. Gilgamesh. Is it... Wait. Is it this year or next year that he's supposed to get his MP damage buff? Because I'm actually forgetting this. Because it had to do with... He is getting this buff this year. He is getting... Oh my god, it's actually been 2 years. It has actually been 2 years since the trail... Like, the special introduction to Strange Fake. At least it's coming out, like, this month. At least we have the first episode already. But, yeah. He is getting his skill buff this year. In a couple weeks. This gives him MP damage, gives Sky Attribute Servants MP damage, so some more multi-core utility that he did not have before. and he gets to double stack this. If you thought Gilgamesh's damage was good before, it is literally just gonna get better. Jarcher, her face guards hit like potatoes or wet noodles. Like she's like taking a dolphin and literally beating people with it, but the dolphin is a living being and is not made of metal, so it is very squishy. Jarcher loops very well, but her damage has always been contestable. And then Say, she got a buff this year. She has a 50 battery. I feel her strength is like multi-core. She's kind of like an AoE that has like single target like damage because of all the power mods. But I don't hold her in the highest regard. But so based on what her own kit says, like she should be very good for Yu Olga, because like Yu Olga is a servant and neutral. So Say has a 100% power mod every time she MPs against water Yu Olga. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna find out later this year or next year what I'm talking about. Okay, we come to the Lancer part, and here is some of the most broken bits. Melisyn is on 2 different banners because she can swap between AoE and Buster. So if you're looking for purely Melisyn, go here. If you want your best chance of Melisyn, you go here, even though she's on rate up right now. If you want Melisyn along with other characters that I do think have like really strong value for AoEs, Aresh is a Black Rail Looper. Ryoma, his damage is kind of downplayed because he can't do it's like he can't do double cast story of Black Rail with 2004 apparently, but his Black Rail damage with Oberon is more than fine. I don't think that's a slight if a character can't loop without plug suit. I would ask you to point out more characters that can loop with plug suit. I mean, without plug suit, over the ones that can, even if it's double cast Oria. Britomart, she got an MP buff as an AoE Lancer, and she has ramp up for both Buster and Quick. So she's not Melisyn level, but they have slowly been bringing up what Melisyn's level actually means. Then we have Roma here. He is he is somehow the only Ryoma didn't get buffed, but like he's been misrepresented for a while. Ryoma, I like his kit. I want him, but not on this banner. Because on my main, I kind of haven't been avoiding these characters because I have them on JP except for Roma. Single target offense. What the fuck? Oh, because Constantine's supposed to be like an offensive buffer. That is what? Huh? Why? Reigns and Constantine don't have offensive MPs. What the fuck is this wording? Made Alter, I like, but the reloading is a meme. Everyone knows it's a meme. And it's hard to justify that meme when you have characters like Ozzy that kind of can just spit on any caster boss. It's like, why? I don't want to be that guy, but like, why would you honestly use... outside of fun, like if you are clearly trying to clear something like super recollections level or even just story, who is more reliable, Ozymandias or Made Alter? Like Made Alter is fun, don't get me wrong. I have had fun like with quick shit with Made Alter, but is she the most practical? No, she at least needs one more buff at the very least. Constantine, huge buff that really amps him as a both esports buffer and just like one of those tertiary buffers where he is MPing first and he provides like stupid amount of buffs that even at MP1 are questionable how strong the buffs are. Like questionable that they allowed him to get buffed like this. Because overcharge increasing MP damage along with a base, him giving 50% buster to the party. Like, his maximum potential buffing capabilities is for just buster and MP damage, 70% at MP1 and 40% MP damage at OC5. That is crazy amount of damage. That's... I was going to say it's more than what Castoria provides, but Castoria also has that power mod against threats to humanity. That is a massive power mod. But yeah, Constantine, he was meme when he released, but trust me when I say this, he is legit a really strong support on JP right now. Reigns, she's super solid as well. She's more offensive waiver, like both offensive capabilities and defensive. Waiver like stalls people out. Reigns makes it so they can't, if they do hit her or hit your party, they don't do nearly as much damage as they could. I really like this character, especially for CQs. She makes berserkers take neutral damage, which I can't understate how much more HP a berserker has when they're not taking double damage from everyone. All right, offensive MPs. Iskandar is the strongest one out of all of them. And keep in terms of damage. He got his first skill buff, so now he has a battery. He knew buster farming. Hits really hard, and with append skills, you can pop his second skill back-to-back turns. So turn 2 and turn 3, turn 1 and turn 2. If you plan on critting more turn 3, that is up to you. Da Vinci Rider is always going to be solid, even though she kind of hits potato damage. She still fuels your arts looping engines to the point that, like, using her with Tamamo and Castoria, you have pretty much 100% uptime on all skills, and Tamamo just suppresses fire, and Da Vinci just enables that. Bakin, she is a sub DPS, can also do solo core looping. She provides a lot of different buffs, not necessarily at a very high value, but she does provide a lot of different stuff. She doesn't give MP gain, which I think would just be nice, but they can't really add another effect to this because it's 8 benevolences and righteousnesses. Like, there's 8 effects here. You literally can't add another one. This is a very heavy lore passive, so they're not, or lore skill, so they're probably not buffing this skill by adding new effects. They'd probably just up the values of all these effects, like bring all these to 30 and add an extra to dodge or something. Yeah, Bakin, she's not, you're not going to be disappointed if you get her, but don't expect her to like be doing what these two can do. Speaking of these two, Ivan, he has ramp up in Buster Res down, but you're pretty much only going to experience that in a CQ, which is where he belongs. Also, he has power mods against pretty much every servant in the game. If you're not chaotic or lawful, then you get out of it, but there are so few characters that are neither one of those. It's like neutral, balanced, true neutral, chaotic. And I think those are the only prefixes that can get out of like getting smacked by Ivan. This is probably going to be the banner that most people pick because Castoria is here, Scotty is here, Merlin is here, and he got buffed to get another 10% and consistent crit damage. So he is a better crit support now than Bitch. It's just for... yeah, no, they provide the same amount. 50% buster for 3 turns, 50% crit damage. Merlin has just another 100% crit damage for 1 turn. And Bitch has power mods, but if you're not finding man attribute, like Bitch's power mods don't do much. It's Buster. Yeah, they don't do much. Like one of the main reasons you bring Vitch like doesn't work, because I've seen Vitch be used in comps that have nothing to do with Buster simply because she brings like 50 the man attribute power mod. Miss Crane, I have messed up on stream so many times with her MP and Pepega like at least 10 minutes because I didn't realize what I was doing wrong, and I had to keep going back, waiting 5 minutes to get the right character to load back up in, and then forget why I had to restart in the first place. But that doesn't stop her from being like really good. And if you're able to do setups where you can pop her MP twice, they're really cycling through DP supports. Like you are full on hyper buffing whoever your main DPS is. I really wish I got Okuni on main, but this is not the banner I want to go for her. I have everyone here but Ilya and Okuni, and I don't want to get Ilya. And I kind of don't care about getting MB2 for these characters. For me, Caster AoE is the actual first banner where I don't have any of the characters here across any of my accounts. This one would be more tempting if I didn't already have Maid Altar and Reigns. This one would be appealing for Tamamo if I am not cursed with getting Shisho every time I pull on a banner. Because I pulled on this banner on JP, try to snipe a Melicent. I got Shisho. It tends to be anytime I summon on a GSSR where Shisho is a result, I will get Shisho. That's why I have an MP 3 Shisho on main. You're me questioning it because I think she might be 4. Like I'm not joking. Like Shisho is the 1 5-star I have like tried the least to get, and I've got her the most times. Half of them, most of the times I've gotten her were from GSSRs. So this is bad karma for me. This one though, I don't have Umu, and Umu did get buffed with she did get buffed with skill reloading. She is like, she's not able to black rail loop, but she is able to double stack this, which is fucking massive, that she can double stack a 50% attack buff along with like, she has 60% attack in her own kit in Buster farming. Let me repeat that. She has 160% in her own kit from Buster farming teams. Buster farming doesn't do shit for attack. It's like her and Cuckoo are like the two that are, like actually can get the most out of the Buster farming system, with them like front loading Buster up, not so much the MP damage. If you're able to actually like get your setup to that where Umu is black rail looping, holy fucking shit is her damage massive. Holy shit, like she is one of the justified case to like up party cost for Summer Kuro, even though that party cost is fucking massive. Doesn't change the fact that Umu with Summer Kuro, Double Vitch, Oberon hits. I actually want to see that. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna show it. I don't usually do Laplace in these videos, but I have not done a video on Summer Umu, and I just want to like showcase like what this potential actually kind of looks like, because there aren't, most other Buster characters have Buster up. Umu does not. And she has MP damage on her OC. She does not have Buster up in her own kit. She is reliant on her supports, which in Buster's case is actually a really good thing, because the other supports don't do shit. All right. So 1 second. I'm just gonna do the setup, and then we'll get back to it. Yeah. So this is Nero's damage with Summer Kuro and Black Rail. Is this a little bit inflated? Unfortunately, yes, because the enemy is Sky attribute and Nero. Yeah, this is Sky and Nero, I believe, is man. So, oh, I have the music playing from the recording. All right. Yeah. So, 433,000 with Black Rail. Is this like what Cuckoo does? No, Cuckoo would beat her out 100%. Cuckoo just has too much shit. She's gonna beat people like in the same exact setup, but the benchmark for this level of damage is Melisyn, Black Rail Melisyn, and she's not that far off. So what I'm saying is that if they buff Umu caster and she's able to Black Rail loop, she will be able to hit Melisyn numbers. That is what I'm trying to say with this. The Summer Kuro is just so she's able to do that now, but in the future, any buff that, or another servant or something that lets her like get a 10%, her MP does it, something. And again, she also doesn't have a buffed MP. There's plenty they can do with Umu. Like a pen skills, being able to turn this from a 7 to a 6 is a godsend for so many units. I used to say like Kucaster shits on her. That's still kind of the case because Kucaster is just like super easy to do. But at the very least, Umu isn't entirely reliant on Black Rail. That is something Umu can say. Kucaster, he is definitely beholden to Black Rail. If he doesn't have it, his damage is here, which is lower than most other units. Rip AoE riders. Somehow he's still able to, without Oberon, he's still out damaging Europa. Oh my god. I know it's not fair, but it's still funny to me. It is still very funny to me. All right. Let's keep moving on. Murasaki, she is someone that I have thrown equal banner like singles and maybe a multi or two at. Same with Da Vinci. Da Vinci has become like a sub DPS / support as time has gone on. With Arcade this year. Which one is it? What's this one? Yeah, she gives overcharge, defense, MP damage, and a guts at like okay numbers. They're not like super amazing. They're not gonna help a character loop, but OC and MP damage, like you kind of can't go wrong with that. If a character is like heavily reliant on their MP, buffing the OC and the damage is a pretty good place to start. She also gives an arts buff too. And if yeah, no, her MP doesn't really do much on that end. She's not softening people up. Yeah, that honestly would have been nice if she had like defense down on her MP. But yeah, like I wouldn't be this, like in all honesty, this probably is gonna be the banner I pick because again, I don't have anyone here. It can only be new here for me. It can only be new. Assassins, I just got comma MP2, so no, I still have to actually bond her up. MHX, she is super good against sabers, and she's super good against riders. Like her niche is sabers, but she is a very well-functioning single target assassin against riders. She's going to do like close to the same amount of damage, if not more, because class advantage. And yeah, she's not terrible, but like if you do get her, just remember how many buffs she's gotten. I think you actually hold up. Actually, I think if you do get MHX, you pretty much get your GSSR refunded in free quartz. 2, 4. I don't think this counts as sync words. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 sync quartz, and if you hit like your milestone, that's another 10. And then if you bond her to, or if you ascend her to level 90, that's another 3. So literally you get 11 Saint Quartz just from getting her to max level and doing everything, or doing the rank ups and interludes. I know that's not a great answer to that, but at the very least you are getting back your money's worth, or almost entirely refunding it just in free quartz. Gramps, I do want to get this character. This is just not going to be the time. Like every time he goes, like he's showing up, it's just not the time for me. AoE, Cleo, she got a buff. She can do farming now, I think. Forgot exactly what it was. Yeah, no, Cleo can do farming. And forgot where her MP damage actually was. She's not gonna out damage Gray, but it's like she can at least do buster farming, which she couldn't do before. And she got a buff success rate, so this Imperial privilege is guaranteed. So she's double stacking 80% attack. Again, good buffs to be double stacked in the buster system. And cooldown reduction makes things better, but not needed. Yeah, not needed. Hugh and Joe, I really like this character. It's an AoE assassin with very high crit damage and Invo Pierce intrinsic. You don't have to worry about the CE. It makes running Black Row with her a dream, and you don't ever have to worry about swapping to something else just because the enemy has an Invo that you literally don't want to build around. Shu 10, I don't even know where to start. There are not fights that play into Shu 10's gameplay that well. I'm not gonna lie, like she is kind of fun to use, but like I don't see a reason to use her often. She does have a battery now, but it's the same shit as trying to loop with not Castoria, Umu, Shiki, and like other characters like that. They have one hit arts MPs. You're basically buster farming at that point if her refund isn't going to be good enough, and most of the time it's not. You're brute force charging, but like she does debuff the shit out of enemies. Like, not gonna lie, if this was Honkai, she would be the best possible support for Dr. Ratio, because she puts fucking 8 debuffs all at once. It's just that these aren't like debuffs that matter that much. They're like low value, they're meant to be spammed, but spamming Shu 10's MP is the issue. She needs a lot of work. Her hit counts are fine, it's that MP being one hit that she runs into issues. But this skill is great. She needs like a car. I don't even know where to start with Shu 10, honestly. She's just not meant for farming. She's not like if you're trying to force her to farm, it's not gonna work. She has skill seal on her MP. Like, she's meant to be used in CQs, but again, it's hard to choose which CQs to really bring her to. Like, there are usually a lot better options. Semiramis, for me, she got help by being able to swap servant coins, because now I really don't need to go for an MP2 on JP. She hits potato damage even for buster farming, and she has needed another buff. I don't have to speak any more about Koyanskaya. If you don't have her, and you have every other meta support here, you're probably going on this banner. Because again, 3 of the characters are good. Or 2 characters are really good. 1 character is EX. And then these 2, they work when they work. And you, like, if you like them, you like the characters. You might not like their actual gameplay. Especially Semiramis. Single target berserkers. Kintoki. I think Summer Castoria is just like a better version of him because she just hits harder, but you can't deny Kintoki is like very basic, and if you do only need to hit something single target, like he's not bad. It's just multi-core just is better these days, and like at MP1 he's going to struggle just because he doesn't have like much else other than raw attack and being a berserker. Summer Castoria has a lot of power mods, card buffs to like make things work as a single target. MHX is gotta be very clear on this, was the best option for dealing with single target sabers. But now with these recent buffs, especially Babanshi and Musashi, there is just competition for you having a berserker that is like specifically geared to taking out sabers. Yes, she nukes them into fucking oblivion, and my MB2 MHX is literally uncontested for probably a very long time. I'm probably like literally only Aris, and Aris is still an Avenger. Well, this gets up by 1.5. Nope. Sorry. Didn't mean to open that. I kind of do want to play video games soon, so I gotta wrap this up. Oh yeah. No, it's 9 o'clock. I'll be lucky if I get this out at 10. Oh shit. All right. Yeah, I definitely gotta wrap this up. All right. Hijikata. If you are not into low HP memes, then you're not gonna enjoy him. If you are willing to play into his playstyle, he is very, very fun. Like, you hit stupid fucking damage with him, like really, really stupid damage. So if you're into that kind of playstyle, he is like, he does the low HP memes like the best. Okay, AoE berserkers. Here's the TLDR. These 2 are actually relative in power, because she gets super effective against servants of earth or sky, so just not man. If you run her in buster farming, she gets man attribute power mods from Vitch. So literally, Raiko has super effective in her buster farming against pretty much every single servant in the game, but star and beast attribute servants. Wait, no, sorry. Did I say super effective? I meant power mod. Sorry. And not only that, she gets to double stack these power mods. So this is essentially her double stacking 100% or 50% crit damage and 50% MP damage. Like, she's gonna get hit. Yeah, she'll in turn 3, she will hit mana attribute as hard. Oh, sorry, I even misread that. This is power mod against demonic. So if you fight a demonic servant, they're fucked, because you are actually like, and it doesn't matter like whether they're earth, sky, or man. She is just going to hit them very, very hard with at least 200% power mod. At the very least, 200% power mod. Them buffing this skill to give her a battery and making her buster buff last longer than 1 turn. My fucking god. Like, it's hard for me to justify Juno Alter. Like, sometimes it's hard to justify him. Because, like, yes, he has the Buster Res down, but he is heavily reliant on debuffs. And if you're not fighting man attribute, well, his power mods are not, like, he doesn't have more power mods than Raikou. Like, demonic on servants isn't that common, but it is common on trash mobs. So yeah, these are the only demonic servants. But Raikou is a berserker, so most of this doesn't even matter. The only one that, like, actually matters is Koi and Dark. Everything else she gets, it's free. Yeah, unironically, I haven't even gotten to berserkers yet, but, like, more likely than not, Raikou is gonna take Juna's place. Yeah, because, like, she's basically Juna now, without relying on debuffs, and also can do crit on more than just her Buster cards. And actually gen stars. Like, literally the problems Juna has, like, Raikou kind of solves. She's just missing the triple Buster deck. Yeah, Juna, they do need to buff you. It's time. You're not as crazy as you used to be. You haven't been as crazy as you used to be. Summer Ibuki, still one of the most cracked AoE farming servants. I severely got burnout from her like, because my account was so new. She was, like, literally the best option while I was doing all my bond point farming, Mystic Code leveling. That's done on NA, essentially. So my restriction with Ibuki is I'm using her at a far higher level than I was able to, like, originally. Like, I had to use Gimp Mystic Codes with her before. Now I'm using, like, actual plug suit, things that actually give her battery, things that aren't Arctic, and she just, like, performs so fucking good. Rikyu is essentially the same. It's like this one's Earth and this one's Man. Like, if you have quick built up, Rikyu is awesome. I'm sad I didn't get her on main. This honestly isn't a bad banner for me. Like, Musashi, she is a single target archer. That's how high her damage is. It's very stupid. Morgan, power mod, super effective, multi-core, you name it, Morgan is good at it. She is so fucking good, and this isn't even Tonalico. Like, both Tonalico and Morgan are just stupidly good at multi-core, and it feels like she's just gotten better since her release, honestly. She hasn't gotten buffed, but it feels like she stayed at the level she was, if not higher, while Juna has fallen off. Ooh, okay, single targets. Melt got buffed, and her buff is fucking ridiculous. She is basically quick Uesugi Kenshin. As in, she has a very spammable single target MP that removes all buffs. And then Melt's face cards will refund her back to her MP. Bunyan got an MP buff, got stars. They had a triple Buster deck, so they did need more stars, especially because they do give Buster star weight to the party. So you didn't have a lot of issues critting, but if there wasn't enough stars, you would be running into issues. Kagetora, sorry, not Kagetora. Kagekiyo. I really like this character. I think they are one of the best solo characters for their gameplay loop. They are, if they die, it's fine. They're gonna come back a lot stronger, and because of append changes, yeah, I really like this character. I wish I could use them more. I wish I had MP2, but I only have MP1 right now. Jolter also got buffed, and the animation update. If you like Jolter, it's free real estate. No reason not to summon for her. Her animation update looks so good. But Abigail is now on par with Jolter, and for multicore is better. because she has what is it, 100% power mod against Fear. Yes, 100% power mod. Sorry, you really can't. That's not comparable. What Jalter does for multicore, even with her getting a battery, that is not comparable to literally a power mod that she can enable herself. Because it is not. Her power mod isn't when someone is stunned by terror. It's when they act like. It's also when they have the little clock. So when she applies it, she gets the power mod. And at least she had Yang Guifei. She could definitely use a MP buff. Yeah, I feel she could definitely use an MP buff. She has super effective against burn. She puts burn. But I don't know. Like, buff her MP and give her burn amp. Let her fully go into it. Yeah. Like, actually just fucking burn the world to the ground with Yang. That's what they need to do. Next, support. So these are going to be more conditional. However, like Van Gogh and Oberon are the main things you would want to go for, like for the extra class. Van Gogh is fucking ridiculous. Need to remember if Van Gogh actually got buffed or not. Yes, they did. I had to make sure. Van Gogh got buffed, and now using quick guards charges the party. He gets a 20% battery every time she uses her quick guards. Like, what? She barely had a problem spamming her MP. Now there is no problem. She is one of the most broken 5 stars in the game. Like, she was broken before. Now she's disgustingly broken. They are upping the power level for FGO, and I'm here for it because they're not doing it like that quickly. They're slowly and they are buffing older units at the same time. So let's go through the rest of this. Himiko, I kind of think, okay, so she is kind of interchangeable with Constantine, but she focuses far heavier on crits, while Constantine is more focused on MP damage. She has a very similar MP type, so if they decide to buff her MP, they probably would put a star bomb on it. If I had to guess, it'd be like 30 or 40. Actually, no, cause she 30, because then no matter what, you have 50 stars if first skill is up. No matter what, even if you get drained, you probably have 50 stars. And she does OC. Yeah, like star bomb or battery. That's kind of what I see with them doing with Himiko, and I think people. There are a lot of characters that just have batteries on MPs. And there is a conflict of interest with having overcharge. So, like, is she going last or if she's going first? That extra battery kind of doesn't matter, unless it's a delayed battery. She gives like a delayed buff where at the end of the turn everyone gets 20%. That'd honestly be sick. That would be a sick buff. Along with like something else, but that alone would not be a buff. Delayed 20 should not, because supports, they can buff support MPs and they don't have to change the scaling. They can't buff damage MPs like that. They have to up the damage. So like for supports, a lot of the time the MP is closer to being first buffed. Kishi Wong, again, I keep going on this like rant in like all my videos. If they make it so Bond CEs like can work with other CEs, the guy is like legitimately going to be a nightmare to kill against any non-extra class. Like literally anyone that hits him for half damage is just not gonna have a good time fighting him if he's able to hold a guts while at 50%. while also holding, I don't know, some other CE, maybe even a more offensive version of Prisma Cosmos, where like he gets passive charge, so he's spamming Mighty Chains. He doesn't need his arts card to get his refund back, especially because he has a taunt and an invul. Like that is inherently that is a battery. Would also be nice if he can get more charge every time he takes a hit. But yeah, guy, like if you're struggling with stuff, like put him in the back line and you pretty much have a pretty safe anchor to keep you from like just straight up dying. Bazette, awesome. Due to her mechanics, she is able to clear things faster than other characters can, and they literally can't do anything about it because she's able to kill enemies on their turn, not your turn. I do think like Bazette is almost, I don't want to say she's must summon, but if you have Vitch specifically along with the other quick supports, there is some like fun stuff you can do. Oh yeah, Holmes. If you need Invul Pierce and Defense Pierce, and you don't want to run a CE, especially if the enemy has like both Invul and like a stupid amount of defense, Holmes is, I don't want to say irreplaceable because it is, you just find another unit that actually has the combo, like Ibuki, like Dioscuri, but most characters do not have the wombo combo of Invul Pierce plus Defense Pierce, and if they do, usually it's not both on the MP, it's usually on a skill, so it's on a cooldown. Holmes can lead to a lot of setups that like literally just weren't possible with your account. It lets you run Black Rail far more, but you have to be very conscious of like battery situations with everyone, and especially Holmes, it's a little weird because like he'd want to be, for his best role or his best use case, he would be esports, not fully leveled, so it would be easier for him to just die. He only needs the first two skills. Like this does not matter for his utility. So like a 50 out of 60 Holmes is like pretty much all you need, and you just slap on some kind of charge CE or Castoria 30% with second append, and then he's good to go. Lady Avalon, if your Castoria is maxed out, she is probably one of the best substitutes. I use her in place of another Castoria very often, but usually I'm plug suiting someone else. She is not as good as Castoria, but her, especially if you have more than MP1, that charge per turn is very, very, very helpful. It honestly does like save me plug suit because like a lot of the time it is just a little bit of charge that I'm missing. Next up, offensive Domin, especially because QP farm is a thing on Storm Pods. If you don't have your own Domin, you're probably gonna want your own Domin because running double Domin plus Needle Chris Caster is the easiest XP farm in the fucking game. All you do is click batteries and you win. You profit. Needle Chris like probably would have the hardest chance insta killing, but you can just have her do wave one. Both Domins can insta kill the final boss fairly easily at 100%, 120% death proc, and then any other instance where insta kill is viable, bring Domin and bring chaotic evil supports, and you're fucking good. Ruler Scotty, if you do not have her, I would recommend pulling on this banner because it is Scotty and Domin, along with all like the top tier extra class. Like, this really was a good situation for Scotty when they made her MP offensive, because it means she will get paired up on GSSRs with people like servants that actually can be used with her. So if you manage to get 2 5-stars, you get 2 5-stars that actually work well together. Voyager and Jacques de Malay, Voyager has been getting more love. MP buff and a skill buff. Shock. Only a skill buff. I do think she needs the MP buff. Yeah, she needs the MP buff. And I don't think they're going to give her the Babanshi treatment. I do not think they're actually going to give her super effective against Curse. Would it be amazing? Absolutely. But they're not going to give her Curse ramp up. They are absolutely not going to give a ramp up super effect. They will cap it at 150 and call it a day. Honestly, I find that's fine. It would be nice if she had like stupid Curse ramp up. But I will take her MP hitting like a truck because I do have her MP5. So that is also why oh right, on JP I have her MP5 on JP. I need to preface that I don't have her MP5 on NA. And yeah, now I feel sad because I have my MP2 Van Gogh and my Jacques Millet does not get enjoy. Voyager's MP3 though. So I at least get Voyager to have fun with Van Gogh. Karen, if you have Black Rail, she gets a buff immediately. Or just bring an Avenger. Like, Onger Minu's 4 costs, and then Salieri's 7. Like, if you can't, and then you have all the other options, there's no 3 cost. So, if you can't afford a 4 cost for 20% free attack, I don't know what to tell you. I know it takes a while for people to get Onger Minu. Trust me, I do understand that. At the same time, I'm at the point where my Onger Minus almost have enough serving coins to like pot. Not go for a 120, but you fully kit it out on a pens. So just do Lotto's forehead, easy. Arts extra class here. Moriarty, he got a buff. He is basically Spacious Char, but a ruler now. MP damage ramp up, along with having super effectives that Spacious Char just does not have. Speaking of Spacious Char, she's still good. She's not bad, and you like regardless of what card type supports you have, you're always going to be able to use Spacious Char. She functions as Buster, Arts. I've heard people saying that they've been using her as a quick lately, and it's actually been legit, but I cannot confirm that. Summer Kama, I have my issues, and it's more supports you use with her are the issue, not an issue with her specifically. Because she only has the 1 charm, and it's also tied to her MP damage. So if she pops it early, her final turn damage is lackluster. However, if you are able to bring someone that can charm, that's not a factor, and your earlier waves become a lot easier with Kama. So multi-core with Kama, with someone that can charm, is best use case. Both Kiaras, I find really solid, especially Alter Ego. She's able to do farming, and then she also has 4 fucking buffs. So once again, if you pull on this banner, you will get most of your Saint Chords back simply from summoning the character. And maxing them out to level 90 and bond 5. Summer Kiara, I wish she got a buff. Do I really think she needs one? Not really, but it would be nice. I really like her gameplay, and if you have Tomomo, like her real gameplay kind of is unlocked. She really wants to like have uptime on her skills as much as possible. Tomomo helps that out significantly. And yeah, she's also another solo servant where if you're not running her with Tomomo, she still functions. Like she functions well as a solo servant and outside of a solo servant, which is something a lot of the solo servants have problems with, like Bargist. I'm using her for Teapot Storm Pods. I really like Bargist, but MP1, that potato damage sucks. Her crit damage is fine. I love her crit damage in those runs. Her crits hit harder than her MP. Leave it at that. Hokusai also got a buff. I don't know if they actually patched. I don't know if they patched this, because before this was activating before damage. She had a 20% defense down right before she MP'd. I don't know if they're actually gonna note that here. Trial pump. Okay. This third skill was bugged. I can't remember if it's still bugged. But yeah, she got a hell of a glow up. Anti-man. Yeah, she's just doing pretty good now. It was an MP buff, right? MP buff, yeah. Archer is down. MP gain for a turn. She's not beating Summer Ibuki, but that it's still anti-man arts AoE. All right. Okitan. If there was a Gouda Gouda this year, and it doesn't look like there's gonna be one, she would have definitely gotten her MP buffed to get res down. Like, this would have happened first, along with quick res down. 100%. This character, everyone has been waiting for the MP buff. They are handing out MP buffs at the end of this year like it's candy, and giving super effectives on those MP buffs. It's fucking time. Buff alter ego. BB. She got a glow up from Append skills, and CL. She just got buffed in every way you can think of. She's good for setups, and now some setups aren't memes. They are legit, like you're using them on 90++ or 90 star nodes. You can't beat having all your cards every turn, especially not with CL. It is damn free. Summer Abigail, I really want them to make this battery targetable, and then like Oberon actually has real competition as the tertiary buffer to up the damage on units. She provides such defense down, and buster res down. Like she is not at the level of Khazra drop for how much she can also amp up turn 3 damage without relying on Oberon, but she definitely will play more in a CQ if you're doing it. Like, if you had to choose, again, if they made this targetable, you probably would be choosing her over Oberon and CQs. Because this is technically a stun, even though it's not really going to be a stun. Because they're gonna just wake up. But you do buff strip, defense down, and you just hit them with an MP or a crit, and they're waking the fuck up. I would not judge her as a farmer. Neither would I judge Koyan Dark. I like this character. Plushie likes her. But do not use her as a single core farmer. Buster, for multi-core, she is awesome. She's a great support for Tonalico, for anyone that is OC. Like, used her all the time with Tonalico, Arquid, and Koyan Dark. It's great. And then people hit their bond levels, and now it's not nearly as fun using Arquid. Yeah. Arquid was way more fun when I was using Koyan Dark with her. But again, Oberon is Oberon. If you don't have him, you're probably gonna go on this banner, even over like going for one of the other supports, just because he has 5 people here. Like, like, real quick before I cover this, Oberon as a support is 1 in 5. Summer Scotty 1 in 6. Lady Avalon 1 in 6. with a lot of other good shit here. But if you're looking just for Lady Avalon, it's 1-6. Vitch 1-5. Castoria 1-6, but again you have Miss Crane and Merlin here, and Scotty. Reigns 1-3. Near Bride 1-7. So yeah, like your best chances are going for Vitch or Oberon. If you are just looking for those two, if you're a brand new player, like this is probably gonna be best bang for your buck, because you have a chance of getting one of each card type support, and also a support that doesn't care about card type, along with 2 single target DPSs. So yeah, and I'm probably picking this one just because it's new, and I'll scoop up anyone else on other shit like Destiny to Summons. All right, last one, Amakusa. Sustained MP spammer. Well, not really an MP spammer, buff stripper. He's hard to put down just because he's a ruler, and like if he sticks around too long, he's just gonna constantly remove buffs from the enemy. Which again, in fights that aren't only in 3 turns, he does work. Bunny Toria, she got utility as a support and then also a farmer because of append skills. Yeah, no, support. She definitely got a lot of multi-core utility off this shit, and her like farming damage does look a lot better. Mount Nobu hasn't really changed. Even the append change doesn't really affect Nobu, because you are not popping this twice on turn 1. That's, yeah, it was never possible, and it's still not possible. You're always popping this on turn 2. Now you get this on turn 2 too. Like you can get buff removal resistance back to back in buster farming. Especially if you're not using Oberon, you're just starting off the CQ with buster farming. 2 turns of buff removal and invul on an Avenger. I mean, like if Nobu takes hits, that's a lot of refund. You might not even need both bitch batteries. Yeah, Nobu's super solid. The only reason I don't use Nobu on my own account is literally because I don't want Bitch and Oberon to get Bond 15. I'm trying to delay that process as much as possible. King Protea, you got a buff too, right? Yes. Yes, they gave her buff removal resistance and a battery. King Protea kind of was able to do farming. Now she's able to do more farming, but her situation definitely is weird. Like, she can farm, she's able to do it, but again, that's nowhere near what her playstyle is supposed to be. It is the king of sustained, drawn out fights. If you let King Protea build up, she's not dying against pretty much any cavalry class. If she like gets to go in, if she's able to start with more stacks against the final enemy, it just means like even lower chance of her actually dying. As an anchor, not as good. She needs to be starting out. Yeah, like if you don't care about how long stuff takes, like King Protea like will clear most stuff as long as it's not night class. Finally, Arquid. If you did not get Arquid, she's probably not having another banner for a year and a half. So you are probably going to be sniping GSSRs and Destiny Summons to try to get Arquid. Is it possible we're going to get another Arquid banner within the 2 years? Yes. But again, it was more than 2 years from her release to her getting a rate up, if I'm not mistaken. I'm 90% sure her second rate up was in OC3. Yes. Everything else was lucky bags. Everything else was lucky bags. So If you're fine with the characters here, go for Arcwid. All right, this one a little longer than I hoped. I'm gonna try to have this out as soon as possible, and hope to see you in the next one. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.